Hey everyone, welcome to day number 6 of the Dominate Your Markets Insider Circle coaching program. Today we're going to talk about setting up your squeeze page. So this is exciting for a lot of you guys. For some of you it's going to be your very first website that you've ever had. And you'll notice very quickly these aren't like traditional websites, but these kinds of websites will make you a lot of money. Now, I know people who make 7 figures a year and they only have squeeze pages. They don't have any other kind of website other than that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about all these different tools we've been building out over the last couple of days and plugging them into a squeeze page. And basically you're going to be getting ready from that point to start driving traffic and to start making some money. So let's dive right in. So again, your homework from yesterday, you guys were focusing on getting your golden sequence built out in your autoresponder. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you pause this video right now and go back and either watch the videos on Aweber or GVO or whatever it is, but start building out your sequence because that's really the key part of this entire thing. So again, go back and make sure your golden sequence is built out. And then when that's done, now it's time to start building your squeeze page. Okay, now the very first step is you need to pick your squeeze page software. And a lot of people tried in the past. We used to tell them, go and get a squeeze page, and nobody could ever do that. And there was software out there that was complicated and was frustrating. And so finally we came back and said, look, let's build tools for people to make this job and make this task very, very easy. So here we have 90secondsqueezepage.com. Now you may recognize this site because it is also a butterfly marketing offer. But when you register for this software, you'll notice that there will be an upsell for Dominate Your Markets. And since you're already a Dominate Your Markets member, you don't need to pay for that again. But you can kind of see the process in action because you can give people the squeeze page software and you can actually make money while you're giving this away. But this is the program that we recommend using because it's free and it's simple to use, and there are some pros and cons to it, so I'm going to walk you through this in the next slide. 90secondsqueezepage.com again is completely free to use, and you can literally set up your squeeze page in about 90 seconds. You go in and create an account, you create your squeeze page, you type in a headline, you copy paste in your autoresponder code, you click save, and boom, you got a squeeze page that fast. Inside the members area, there are video tutorials that will walk you through every single step on how to do it. We'll probably post those videos down below this video in the members area as well. But again, this is very simple. Go sign up for a free account, and when you go and create your first site, each and every little task in the block, in your headline block and your call to action stuff, there's a little button and you can click on that. A video will pop up and it'll actually walk you through how to do it. So you can't really get stuck. If you get stuck, just watch one of the videos and it'll teach you exactly how to do it. This one by far is the fastest, so if you want to create a bunch of squeeze pages to test out the waters, this one could do in just a couple of seconds. So this is the one to use, especially if you're buying solo ads today or tomorrow or really soon. This is the fastest one to use. So again, 90-second squeeze page, go get your free account, go play around with it, learn how to use it, because this will be the tool that will serve you for the rest of your life. Now before we get into copywriting and all the other elements of the squeeze page, I want to remind you of the big secret on this. Remember over the last couple of days we were building out your golden sequence and you picked out your primary offer? You remember that? So each of you guys know what your primary offer is. It might be Dominate Your Markets, it might be some other program. Whatever your primary offer is, you're going to use the elements from this primary offer to build out your squeeze page. So, for example, let's say my video on my primary offer is the sales video that talks about how to become a social media broker. So my squeeze page is going to be, let me give you a video that'll teach you how to become a social media broker. Does that make sense? Now, when somebody comes into the squeeze page, they put their email address in, they click submit, and boom, they're now taken to that video that you just promised them on the squeeze page. And this kind of goes back to old school direct mail times. If you remember back in the day that you get a postcard in the mail that says, for a free report, call this phone number, or for a free report, mail in this coupon, or whatever, and they send you back a free report, what was that report? That report was just a sales letter selling you the product or service they wanted to sell you. And so a lot of people will try to make this more complicated than it is. They think if I give away a free report, I gotta write a whole report, or if I give away a free video, I gotta make a whole video. Know that on the primary offer, the sales letter would be the free report. The sales video would be the free video. Now you don't have to go and make something new if you don't want to. Basically, that becomes your offer. So you figure out, what's this video going to teach them? What's this sales letter going to teach them? And your squeeze page says, free video reveals what it is you're going to teach them. Or free report reveals. And that's kind of basically how we do it. Okay, so that's the most basic way. Now, some of our students have gone even more advanced, and some of them gone and gotten PLR, or private label rights products, and used those as, they call them lead bait, where it's something you give away for free and you get a free report on whatever. And they give that away when you opt in your email address. You can do those types of things, and there are some advanced tricks that will teach you along those things, but simply right now you don't have to. Most of the time I don't do that. Most of the time I just look at my primary offer and I look at what the sales letter or the sales video offers, and then I reverse engineer that to create the squeeze page, and I'll show you how to do that here on the next page. So step 2 is writing the squeeze page headline. So this is how I do what I just explained to you. Again, first thing, I look at the primary offer and I say, what's my customer or what's my subscriber going to learn from this sales letter or the sales video of my primary offer? And from there, I make a headline for my squeeze page. The headline is just free video reveals, and then I fill in the blank. What's the thing that they're going to learn? Or free report reveals, and then boom, what's the thing they're going to learn from this report? And that's basically my headline, okay? Now, back in the day, we used to do very complicated squeeze pages with bullets and videos and all sorts of stuff. Nowadays, I look at most of my squeeze pages. It's a headline and an opt-in box, and that's it. So this is literally the most simple form. You guys can do this. All you need is the headline and an opt-in box, and you're pretty much ready to rock and roll. Now I think on the next slide I'm going to talk you guys through if you do decide to do bullet points, and some of the other templates are set up to be able to do bullet points, and so it's kind of up to you. There's pros and cons to it all. But in the most simplest form, all you really need is a headline and an opt-in box. So that's kind of the core, and this is how to get the headline. I don't make it up. I look at the primary offer and figure out what they're going to learn and promise the person on the squeeze page either a free video or a free report will be revealing whatever they're going to learn on the video. Okay, so for example, free video reveals how to become a social media manager in your hometown. Or free video reveals how to get one of the 25,000 social media jobs that are open right now on the East Coast, or whatever it might be. So that's how we create the squeeze page headlines. Now if you decide you do want to put in bullet points or you do want to put in a sales video, which is optional, and again some of the templates in the 90-second squeeze page have a spot where you can put in bullet points, but you don't have to either. This is basically what we cover. We cover 4 things in those bullet points or in that sales video. Number 1 is, who are you? Number 2 is, what do you have? Number 3 is, why do they need it? And number 4 is, how can they get it? So basically, if I were to make a sales video, it would say this. Hi, my name is Jane Doe, and I have a free video that reveals to you the 2,200 social media jobs that are open right now in your local area. You need to watch this video if you ever struggle to find a job or if you're looking for a job right now. Just fill in the form below with your email address, and on the next page I'll show you this video. Okay, I could use that for my bullet points, or I could use that for a video script. Do you see how simple that was, though? I just answered those 4 questions. Who are you? What do you have? Why do they need it? And how can they get it? That little script right there just made me millions of dollars. I learned that originally from John Carlton, and I hope you guys copy it and use it because it works very, very well in everything you're doing. That little format will make you a ton of money. If you've noticed in our 3 email follow-up sequence, what were the questions that I asked people? Those 4 questions are the core sales questions that you need to master to make a ton of money online. And they're very simple, as you can see here. So if you do decide to do bullet points or a video, that's the script for your video, or that's the text for your bullet points. So yesterday we set up your autoresponder and we added in your messages, so that should be finished at this point. Now we need to go back into your autoresponder, back into Aweber or GVO or whatever autoresponder you're using, and you need to generate your form code. The web form you're going to generate, that's basically this code that it's going to give. Now it's code that's not going to mean anything to you guys. It looks like a bunch of letters and numbers and it's really confusing. It doesn't matter. You just need to take that code and you copy it and you come back to your squeeze page software and it's going to ask you for your autoresponder form code. You just paste that code into the autoresponder and it'll make your squeeze page complete. Now the other thing you need to be aware of when you're setting this up in Aweber or GVO, it's going to ask you, or it's going to say when somebody, after they subscribe to your newsletter, what pages do you want to take them to? It's going to ask you for that. That's going to be called your thank you page. Now your thank you page is going to be your affiliate URL for your primary offer. So that means when somebody puts in their email address into the form, they click submit, it says where we should take them. You're going to take them to your affiliate link for your primary offer. That way they're seeing your sales video right away. Down below, we're going to have some videos that will actually walk you through how to create your web form and also how to set this up in all types of squeeze pages. But it'll also tell you how to set up your thank you page URL. And again, your thank you page URL is very simple. All it is just your affiliate link for your primary offer, the thing that you were trying to sell. So that's basically it again. This is kind of the big key for today, is getting your autoresponder form from your autoresponder and copying it and pasting it back into the squeeze page software that you're using. And after you've done that, now you've got a fully functioning squeeze page. Okay, now after your squeeze page is built, one of the most important things you can do is test your form. And again, I want to tell you how many of our students have thought it was done. They go out and buy solo ads and they drive traffic to that site and they're all excited and then nothing happens. And then they find out later they screwed up on their squeeze page somehow. They screwed up on their form and they didn't even test it. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to test and test and test. You don't get redos if you screw up on this. You gotta pay for a new ad and you lost all those people. So again, when you're setting this up and your squeeze page is going to ask for your autoresponder form code, after you've added it to your page, test it out. Which means you basically go to your squeeze page and you add the email address, or you add your own personal email address into the form. Now you're going to watch for some things. When you add it in, what happens? Does it redirect you to the affiliate link for your primary offer? Okay, that's the first thing to test. The second thing to test, does it send you an email? You want to make sure that you're actually getting that email. You want to make sure that your name was now added to the email list. So log back into your Aweber or GVO account and make sure that your name shows up in your list of subscribers. And that's how we test it. Now usually when I'll test, I have 4 or 5 emails that I usually test it on. I always test it out on a couple of different email addresses to make sure it's working. Don't just slap it up and say I'm sure it's going to work. As soon as you do that, the first ad you buy and you find out it doesn't work, you're going to want to kill yourself. So make sure you test it. I'm sure down below we're going to have a video that'll show you how to test your form, but it's basically a very simple process. Go opt in, click submit, and boom, you're ready to rock and roll. So that's the game plan. Make sure that you watch the video on how to test your form and then test it every single time you make a new squeeze page. Always, always, always test your form. Okay, so your homework for today, get your first squeeze page set up and then test your squeeze page and make sure it works. So that's the game plan. Do your homework and we'll talk again tomorrow. Thanks again for watching the Dominate Your Markets Insider Circle, setting up your squeeze pages.